Godfatherism is one of such many terms that have crept into Nigeria's political lexicon. The term, which is somehow peculiar to Nigeria, refers to activities of wealthy, powerful, and influential persons who exert political influence behind the scenes. Political godfathers usually determine the candidates and people that will win election, and also those that will be appointed into various political positions. Their influence, however, goes beyond deciding who wins election or who becomes a candidate of a political party. They also decide contracts to be awarded and people the contracts will be awarded to. Activities of godfathers have always led to killings, electoral violence, and crises as they impose candidates and somehow impact negatively on development of a state. At times, they are accused of looting the common treasury and going against the wish of the people, and also for dictating the affairs of the state like their personal empires. Though there are numerous cases of rise and fall of political empires in Nigeria, but in most cases, those who fought and deposed godfathers become godfathers themselves. This brings us to the question, will political godfatherism ever end in Nigeria? We will find out in today's edition of Frontline. And I have with me in the studio to do justice to this very important topic, a clergy, Bishop Osadolo Ochie, who is a human rights activist and general overseer, Divine Heavenly Mission International Ministry. Bishop, you are welcome to Frontline.
Thank you for having me. God bless you. Good afternoon, viewers and listeners at home. Happy New Year.
All right, without wasting much of your time, let's go straight to the onion of this discussion, which is Godfatherism. To you, what does Godfatherism mean in Nigeria politics?
First, I will not say Godfatherism is a Nigerian lexicon. It's a universal word, even in the scripture. God respects godfathers. And godfathers are like your mentors or counselors. They are there to guide you so that you make no mistake in the course of your duty. So it's not a sin to have a godfather or to become a godfather. But the problem is when you become a godfather to somebody to help, what are those agreements that you enter between you and your godson or goddaughter? That's where the problem is. The only thing now that is different is that younger ones want to occupy position. And because of their enthusiasm to occupy position, they are looking for somebody who becomes their mouthpiece. And their mouthpiece is the godfather, who will speak for them where they cannot be present.
All right.
And for this godfather to agree to be their mouthpiece, there will be an agreement between the two of them.
All right. Thank you for giving us that distinction between godfather and political godfatherism. Like you mentioned, one is a mentor, one who nurtures someone, like you gave biblical backing to that argument. And also that godfathers are the people that sponsor one for election and they have agreement. I will now ask, is it necessary to have a godfather or godfathers in politics?
It is important.
Why do you say so?
Yes, because before you aspire, there are persons you believe that if they speak for you, people will believe their testimony. And because you trust and you believe them, you go and meet them to be your mouthpiece, to represent you, to canvass for you.
Do they pick you or you pick your godfather or you approach a godfather?
You approach a godfather.
All right.
The godfather has to accept you. I'm a bishop. I have a bishop as my godfather.
All right.
In the ministry. All right? There are issues that will come up, I will approach him. There are things that come up too, as a human rights activist, which he is not. He will approach me to handle it in that dimension. So if you now approach a man, he will look at you. This man, if I support him, will he betray me? That's the first thing to establish. He will give you his own condition under which he can support you. In politics, I'm talking of now. Even when you go to Christendom, in those days, when they are going to do harvest, women will cook rice, and they will appoint a godfather to come and open the plate. Opening the plate is that you pay money. You understand? So now that he has a godfather, and the godfather agreed to support him, some godfather will not only go about announcing you and propagating your interests, they will also sponsor you financially.
In return for some...
To support you financially to get the position you are looking for.
But they will still get something in return.
First, that is where the agreement comes in. If you know that if you spend money on me, I'm not going to pay back, why do you accept? You must not betray any agreement. That is what is happening now. They pretend that, don't worry, I must be 100% loyal to you. The man go ahead, spend his time, spend his money, has enemy to himself, and he do everything to ensure that you emerge. Only for you to stay 1 month, 6 months, 7 months, and you start fighting. Like the issue of Edo State between Oshomole and Obaseki. Like the issue of the current River State. Right? It has happened in so many other states.
Yes.
It's not just only these two states. I'm only using these two as a yardstick. There was an agreement between them, which two of them know. My people say the man that owns a bus and the thief that steals the bus is the only two people who know what is in the bus. Okay. So the two of them know the agreement they entered.
The issue here is that in trying to fulfill the part of the agreement, that's the beneficiary, allowing the benefactor to reap the benefits, the people or the state will suffer. And that's why some people are seeing the activities of the Godfathers as being retrogressive and anti-people, because it appears they're after their own pecuniary gains.
That question becomes yes and no.
Okay.
Yes, because if you enter agreement with your blood, that whatever they tell you, you are going to obey it holistically, it becomes to a disadvantage of your people. Because the man now have right to tell you, bring the state allocation to my house so that we share it. I will apportion how the money should be allocated. It has happened in this state that they were taking allocation to somewhere. I don't want to mention
and
it.
The people suffer.
Yes, but that was the agreement. You understand? Now, no, is that you want to stand as a man. And to stand as a man is negotiation, not quarreling. Because any attempt to show the man that, no, because I was in need that time, that is why I accepted this condition you gave me. Now I have arrived. I'm now matured. I'm not the governor.
And maybe as governor.
As governor now, I have the authority to decide.
Only be a godfather.
To decide what I should do. The man will tell you that was not the agreement. He will use all machinery at his disposal to fight you.
Okay, but having become a governor, doesn't the person now have the powers to act as a godfather too? That will lead us to the next question, which is, how does one become a godfather?
Yes, to become a godfather, like I do tell them that Nigeria have landlord. So if you are not one of them, if you are not one of the landlord, you are a tenant.
Okay.
That is why when they are going to say I'm contesting election, it goes to Abuja and say, in Abuja Federal Capital Territory, who is an influential man here? He pick one man. It goes to every state, the 36 states, he pick one person. It will direct the person to pick one person from each local government that is influential. either by exposure, by education,
By what?
by weight, that when they come meeting, they have the money to entertain them. People will honor the invitation. Then that one will also go down to the local government and go down to the ward, go down to the villages to select people who will represent their interest. So once they say there is a meeting from national to state, to district, to local government, to ward, to village, town, and hamlet, they have a representative. So whatever they say, it goes round overnight.
Okay. Now, what is actually the reason why people need godfathers to be successful in politics?
Yes, I've told you that it's as old, it's as old as man.
Integrity, credibility.
The reason is that when they are talking of who 20 people are going to contest, and they are talking of who the winner is for one person, that seat is for one person, and they are talking of who do we give it to among this one person among these 26, then the Godfathers now coming. Who is not speaking for you? Who is your mouthpiece? Because you are not expected to be in that meeting where that decision is going to be taken. Now that you are not expected to be there, and you don't have somebody who can say, no, John is better than James, you will just lose out. In promotion exam in an office, you need it. If you don't have it, when the time of promotion comes, your junior will be promoted ahead of you. There's nothing you can do.
That's a word of wisdom, if I should say. The other thing is that apart from deciding who becomes the candidates, do these political godfathers have influence over the electorate, over the people, over delegates, and the larger number of majority in the society?
They have. That's why I told you that there is a landlord.
How do they influence
this is how
population?
This is how they influence it. The Bible says, wealth maketh many friends, and poverty driveth them all.
Okay.
Who is them all? Including your father and your mother, your wife, your children. The poverty drives them. But when you have everybody converge.
Yes.
Are you hearing? Now that you now have, for example, Edo State, for example, there is somebody that is interested in one candidate. He calls for a meeting in his house. People will attend because they are very sure that when they are going home, there must be transport. People must attend because they know when they get there, there will be enough to eat and drink. And they will tell them, well, I have an interest in John. Please, this delegate election coming, ensure that you support John. In your ward, in your local government, support people that will support John. He fund it. Because he's not going to say it with ordinary money. Ordinary amount. He fund it. And when he provide the fund, the day of that delegate election, will I not leave the man who gave me money to go and support somebody who did not give me money? I will not use my money to enter motor to my local government. I will get there, I will use my money to buy pure water, use my money to eat, use my money to do whatever I want to do, because I'm too kind, I'm too good. Then I cast my vote for somebody who did not know me. Is it possible? That is where we are finding ourselves. Do you know why it's like that? Because the government today have no agenda, no policy. We are not looking at their programs. We are not looking at their, what do you call it now, manifesto. To be able to say, no, because of the manifesto of this, whether he give me money or not, I will follow this person. Because I know when he emerge and implement this manifesto, it will affect me. Just like all of them contesting now in all the political parties. Only one man have one thing called simple agenda. Only one man. That he has been parading since 2016 and been updating. Only one man. What is the simple agenda? S is an acronym, a gloomed acronym. S security. You cannot succeed in any business if there is anarchy, if there is no security. True or false? Security. It's investment and infrastructure. How do you put infrastructure in a place where there is no security? Is it possible? If they put equipment here now in this television building, and there is no security men to guide this place, before you come, will they not vandalize it? So we talk of security for the infrastructure and human beings that are going to work. Because the primary aim of government is protection of lives and property.
Are you saying that because most government, they don't have people-oriented agenda, that's why Godfathers still have influence?
Let me finish this. I will still analyze that for you. Let me finish this chronic. Then, manpower development. If you are not training your workers, you are not equipping them, bringing them to modern reality, they will be obsolete. Manpower development. New technologies, or how things should be done. When NTA started, this is not the camera you were using. There was one big one with one big battery. That you need the Hercules to be able to carry it.
Okay.
P.
Okay, still on the...
Yes, now, private-public participation in business. That government alone should not take up business, but bring in those that have ideas or have business issue run to go into private partnership. Government can contribute 10%, 20%. Let private individuals own the business. You will see the business will grow. LA means that these persons we have put in place, they must follow example. Leadership by example. They must copy me. If I'm a thief, will your worker not steal?
Of course, they will.
If you are saying, I will not take 1 naira, will anybody be, people not be afraid to take? E, finally, employment. Why is anarchy now everywhere? It's because the people are fed up. They don't have hope of tomorrow. No job to do. And if a man don't have what to do, he creates what to do. Whether negatively or positively. A man is created by God as a doer.
Because time is not much on our time, let's still go.
So you asked me a question.
Yes. You know, those states, like you mentioned earlier, is preparing for governorship election. And do we still have godfathers in Edo politics? Do we see them playing active role in deciding those will become the candidates of the political parties, and who eventually becomes the governor?
If you look at one party, there is fight now. And the governor have taken a stand of who must succeed him, true or false. That is the position.
Which means the governor too is a godfather.
He's a godfather.
Okay. And
godfather brought him, which he fought, and said them should not be godfather. But now he's bringing somebody. Then that person is bringing is a godson. So if he's bringing somebody and pressurizing others to step down, you're already assuming the role of a godfather. And if whoever refuses to step down, you grant him. Because you have the state wealth, you have private money, the person you are supporting also have his money, and you have the state apparatus to use. So you are a godfather. But when you get there, if you get there as a godson, don't forget your godfather, don't fight him.
Okay, what you're saying is that godfatherism is still much in Edo politics.
I have told you not in Edo, it's part of life. That's what I've told you. There's nothing you can do about it.
All right.
In this office, there is something that is amazing you, and there is no way you can handle it. There's somebody, one staff, management staff, you must run to, who is your friend. Please help me out.
He becomes your godfather.
He's your godfather.
All right, still on Edo 2024. What is your message to the politicians, or the people that are involved in all the politicking, consultation, negotiation, alignment, realignment, and so many things that are going on? What message do you have for them on how they should approach the process that will lead to a governor emerging for Edo State in September 2024?
Thank you very much. First, I've done a press conference which your NTA covered at the time, that we should not be talking of a particular senatorial agenda that is detriment to them. If you are telling them that when somebody from your senatorial emerge, everything is going to do will be concentrated in your senatorial district, that is a sessional agenda. You must talk of a Edo agenda, number one. Number two, let them look for somebody with integrity and capacity. Among all the party aspirants, a man with integrity and capacity, anywhere he comes from, and there are various, particularly the three major political parties as it were. Then thereafter, let the best among them, because it's only one person that will emerge to become governor of Edo State. Even if 318 political party bring one candidate, Edo State governor is just only a seat meant for one person. So they should look at, I that want to contest to become a governor, have I the capacity to run this race? Because some don't know their next village. Their next village, they don't know. And they can't win councillor, talk less of becoming a governor of a state. So don't waste the little resources you have just because somebody else say you want to be a governor and you too want to be a governor by printing poster on social media. Social media can only
you made some important points and we may like to delve into them. Looking at the aspirants in various political parties, are you impressed with the caliber of personalities jostling for this position, number one position in the state?
First and foremost, yes, the Constitution gives us right to aspire, whether you feel you are qualified or not qualified. Then the remaining one, first, the party, second, the people. And I've seen that so many of them are not qualified. And I can tell you here now, as a researcher, that I know, in these three major political parties, the persons that will emerge as candidates. I already know. I already know who will emerge.
Are you now a godfather?
I'm not a member of any political party.
All right.
I'm not a politician.
But you're speaking now like a godfather. Or are you part of the kingmakers in the state?
I'm an opinion poll maker. I'm an elder statesman. And I'm going to become a landlord in Nigeria.
All right. Thank you very much.
So if I'm going to become a landlord, I should know what is happening in my country.
All right.
So I already know. And if I know, very soon I'll be able to tell you who again is the next governor. It's a simple mathematics.
All right. It has been an interesting time discussing with our guest, Bishop Dr. Osadolo Uche, a human rights activist, general overseer, Divine Heavenly Vision International Ministry. He has indeed done justice to the subject matter of Godfatherism in politics, in Nigerian politics. But at the end of the day, he has told us that it will be difficult to eliminate Godfatherism in politics in Nigeria. Initially, he told us that Godfatherism is biblical and also it cuts across every spheres and human endeavors, even in our various homes and offices. Thank you once more for coming for our program this day.
Thank you. God bless you.
And to you, our viewer, this is where we'll draw the curtain. We hope to see you the same time next week. Bye-bye.